Hello, is the Sinister Gambino here with a new stream. And this stream I'm going over the event week for this week in Reddit Online, and actually it is still the current week, not like Monday, whatever, but whatever. Though to be completely honest, doing this early Sunday, since it is Easter, is actually pretty fitting for this event week, because there is actually some pretty interesting stuff for the event week when it comes to the current like times and stuff. But yeah, as put on as a spectator, there is free times, money, and roll XP on the Blacktail Jackrabbit samples, though I Blacktail Jackrabbit. However, due to character limits, I put it as Blacktail Rabbit, so hopefully it's understandable enough. But yeah, to work with like the 100 character limit, so that's why it's not entirely like put on there as it's meant to be. And then, yeah, 1.5 times money bounties, all types. Pretty sure they've done that kind of thing, like, crazy during this entire, like, DLC time frame, so I did not want to make that the title again, or whatever. Plus, the Jackrabbit, like, natural sample thing is a very interesting thing to do, for sure, no doubt on that. And also, the Iconic Collection is also 1.5 times money, which is the weekly collection. And 40% off the Bounty Wagon and more. Also, by the way, the project I keep mentioning on the channel, whatever, with the like review guy, and I worked on the pros cons for it, so pretty much literally just have to make audio for it and then a thumbnail now. So just a couple more hours of stuff to do for it, I suppose. So hopefully I'll get it out before next GTA Online event week stream if I get myself to do work on it again or whatever. But yeah, it's kind of going to be a big one because I'm kind of going over like the first kind of property for a reviewing guide on the channel. So it could be quite the big one, so hopefully it ends up good and all that. Anyways, yeah, just typical like week-long event week, of course, till the 5th, whatever. I'm doing it early on the 4th, being early Sunday, obviously, which is Easter now, which is good. Actually works out pretty well doing it on a Sunday for once for this event week stream. But yeah. Of course, all the like bounties in the game have the 50% payout, as mentioned on the Spectator. For bounties, I honestly just recommend doing like the regular bounties, to be completely honest. I think the regular bounties are definitely where it's at when it comes to all this stuff and all. Like, if you want to make gold most efficiently, you should probably stick to regular bounties. Not really anything going on with gold with it, but still. Infamous bounties, 50% bonus. I don't know if it includes like the one time on those $75. I doubt it does. I bet it's more like the traditional payout. But for your first time doing a whole set of Infamous bounties, you do get like a $75 bonus, if I recall, from the professional, from what I've watched from him. So that could be a good option for the Infamous bounties as well. Legendary bounties always go into like completely separate lobbies, so I probably honestly wouldn't bother with the legendary too much. Plus it has like an hour cooldown and stuff like that. And yeah, all licensed bounty hunters rank 5 above rank 5 will get offered for half off the Navy Revolver, which is one of the more recent weapon additions that have been in the game since like the Enchanters update or something. I don't think there was like any new weapon addition obviously at all, aside for like variants and stuff for this current update. So yeah, still one of the latest weapons I'd say in the game, so definitely kind of nice there. Navy Revolver, I don't really necessarily know if it would necessarily be a good revolver. You could probably still go with like a Schofield revolver or something from like day one of the game. Or better yet, there's like the Lamat revolver with like 9 rounds of regular revolver, and then it has the shotgun round as well. And yeah, also a special care package as well. Honestly, didn't really feel like it was really worth mentioning that one at all in the Spectator or anything. So yeah, it's just a bunch of like stuff that's helpful for like boosting your cores and stuff. Nothing really too big or anything aside for me, like the gun oil, that one's always quite nice. Since a weapon cleaning's a bitch in the game or whatever. But yeah, completing the weekly egg collection gets an extra 50% cash bonus. And it already says the items on the screen actually deduct heron and goose eggs. As the name suggests, it all takes from a single like collection that's always in the game. Obviously, weekly collections are always free items compared to like several like all the full-on collection sets in the game. And yeah, if you participate in Condor Egg free roam event, you get special offer of 40% off Novice of Promising Collector item. So I might as well go over that. But yeah, Novice, Pennington Field Shovel, that's a very good one to get for sure, essential for getting the underground collectibles in the game. Which underground collectibles are most definitely the most useful ones. They've unfortunately heavily nerfed underground collectibles between different like updates to the game, but still, regardless of any nerfs and stuff, I still say the underground collectibles are still the most worthy if you're not necessarily going for full sets. I think they give like the slightest bit more experience, and also they tend to be the most valuable, obviously. So highly recommend that one. Complete cosmetic there. McKinney saddle, obviously that one depends on the stats, but yeah, saddles and like horses, nowhere near as important to worry about as like a car in GTA, for example. It's really hard to say on that one, I'd say. I'm not going to really go to stable just to show out the stats or anything. Creole horses, I wouldn't bother with these ones or even the ones in the next section. I would just go for the ones at the end of the collector roll, obviously, if you want to get any of them. Gun belt, complete cosmetic there. Complete cosmetic buckle there, but it is gold bars, which is quite nice, and having that 40% off especially could be nice if you want to collect all the gold items in the game. And Lancaster repeater variant. Pretty sure variants, since they lock out the ability to add attachments and stuff, I would imagine they automatically provide the like attachments when you do that. So paying one fee, you're getting a cool look and probably like all the attachments as well, since it does lock out the ability to get any attachments, or at least I would assume so. Otherwise, what's really the point of locking out the attachment features? And then Promising Collector Saddlebag. I believe this is actually on discount right now. So if you do get the 40% off Novice of Promising during this current event week, I don't really know if you can stack it with the current discount. But yeah, I'm sure it's definitely quite nice. I don't know if it really has much of an in-game benefit, but still, I don't really see much of anything wrong with that one. Completely cosmetic there. Complete cosmetic there. Find binoculars. Again, I think this is actually one on discount for this current week, not including that 40% off offer of the Novice or Promising like collector items. But yeah, refined binoculars lets you see like visible, like above ground dig sites in the game. Dig sites, honestly, from my experience, aren't really even that common though. And yeah, the full on underground collectibles are obviously the best to go for when it comes to the collector. So personally, when it comes to me collecting stuff, I don't really even tend to use the refined binoculars. So in my opinion, they're really not that useful. So I'd save money there unless you really want to collect it. Like, it does have its use, but you're probably really not going to be using it if you're collecting efficiently. Since I don't think you can obviously have that all and like the metal detector. I prefer using metal detector and eagle eye as like a secondary, so I can view like above ground like golden like sparkles, and then obviously get any underground collectibles I come across whenever I'm not in like a PvP or PvE scenario or something. Next up is the Gila Machete, which really is only good for collecting like all the different weapons in the game. It's really just another cosmetic like machete. It's not really gonna do any different than like the regular machete, and it's plus only a like melee weapon. But again, it is gold bars, though using that 40% offer could be quite nice on that. Metal detector again. As I mentioned, I tend to use metal detector as my primary thing for the collector role, and then in addition, I tend to use like eagle eye for above ground collectibles for seeing some gold sparkles on the map and stuff. So I definitely highly prefer the metal detector over the refined binoculars, since I would imagine surely you can only have one out at a time. Highly recommend this one, and the Pennington Field Shovel especially. And then Collector Camp Theme, obviously that's pretty much again just purely cosmetic, but it's a very expensive, purely cosmetic thing. So it could definitely be a pretty good one at 40% off. Also, Condor Eggs, that like free roam event where you have the chance of getting like $1,000 Condor Eggs, so very good if you can get that, but obviously you're only getting like an offer kind of thing for participating in a Condor Egg free roam event. Because yeah, obviously you already pays like $1,000 for the eggs, so obviously they're really not going to do any sort of money thing for that. Still, just in case anyone wants to know like the good and bad, and that's basically went over all of it, I'd say. But yeah, 5 gold bars off Bounty Hunter license and the collector's bag. Bounty Hunter license obviously is just a regular Bounty Hunter license, not that prestigious one as of the latest update or whatever. So you're only getting like ranks 1 for 20, you're not getting like the 21 for 30 license on 5 gold bars off. But I think both are 15 gold bars, but for right now, the regular one's 10, so 33.3% off. Same goes for the collector's bag. Bounty Hunter license, I highly recommend that if you're really going for gold for like the Outlaw Pass and stuff, if for some reason you still don't have one. Bounty Hunter license, if I say the Bounty Hunter is way better than like Stranger Missions. When it comes to making gold, I definitely highly prefer Bounty Hunter stuff over like Stranger Missions in the game. If you don't have that, if you want to get the gold for that, I recommend Stranger Missions, obviously. And yeah, Collector's Bag. Collector is very good for getting money in the game. In fact, I have like 2,500 something dollars right now. And that's pretty much how I made like the majority of that money is from the Collector, just using the metal detector whenever I'm not in a player versus enemy or on rare cases, player versus player situation. And again, you can also use like Eagle Eye and Tangent with that, so you make sure you get some like above ground collectibles as well. Not only is it good for money, also good for the Outlaw Pass, getting that with some experience and stuff. So, Bounty Hunter and Collector, I'd say, are definitely some of the top couple roles in the game currently. Definitely good to take advantage of those for anyone that might not have any of them. Role outfits apparently for said roles are also apparently 40% off. And I'm not really want to bother going through all the like outfits of established and distinguished for those sections. They're all strictly purely cosmetics. I'm not going to really bother showing it in the menus, but do know role outfits are 40% off for those two roles. And yeah, again, 40% off the cost of the Bounty Wagon. I will show that off kind of as well. However, or I don't know, maybe since I'm doing this right now, I might as well. Yeah, no, I'm gonna show off cosmetics, so. But yeah, Bounty Wagon. Bounty Wagon right now is $525 instead of, I believe it's $875 normally. So saving $350 quite good, honestly, even with having a lot of collector grinded in the game. But yeah. Bounty Wagon, honestly, I don't really feel as needed as it used to be. I feel especially with some of the changes they made with the latest update. I feel 6-player bounties and like 4-player bounties are not as common, I feel, as it used to be before like some of the changes of like the latest update. So I feel Bounty Wagon honestly isn't as useful as it used to be. But still, if you want to go for those huge bounties and stuff. Even 2-player bounties could be pretty good with the Bounty Wagons, and it's kind of annoying to get like a reserve horse from like an NPC in the game and stuff. If you have trouble getting like reserve horses from like some NPCs in the game, then Bounty Wagon is definitely a good vehicle to have. So especially good for like 4 and 6-player bounties or whatever. And can be decent for 2-player ones. But even then, you could probably just get like a reserve horse or something. So if you want to make a lot more like cash with the Bounty Hunter, the Bounty Wagon is probably very useful. But if you meant to go for gold, it's really probably not, honestly. Yeah. I think the one in the middle and the one on the right as well are obviously just duplicates. I don't know why they had the feel to repeat those, but whatever. And yeah, I don't know if it showed that one off yet, but yeah. There's triple RDO money and Nitros XP, obviously for Blacktail Jackrabbit samples. I don't know like how much that would be, obviously, but Blacktail Jackrabbits are some of the most common animals I'd say in the entire game, so I don't really expect them to be that much. But obviously triple RDO money and Nitros XP, especially for some of the most like common things in the game, definitely pretty nice, I'd say. Those both might have been duplicates actually as well. I don't know, Nitros one might have been new, but yeah, the one on the right is definitely a duplicate. And returning limited time clothing through the 12th, so this does extend into the next event week for this particular section here. But yeah, there's the Holman vest, Cordozo vest, Neva jacket, Worcester hat, Manteca hat, Livington hat, Monasco hat, whatever, Owengila hat, and Boyard boots. And I was 9 different things on there. I'll make sure on the newswire there's none that were excluded for any reason. Alright, SC9 on the newswire. On rare occasions, they tend to have some on the newswire not listed on benefits section, but yeah, all of them are listed there for sure. And yeah, for sure on the left, it's pretty much been the same since like December. And yeah, I think the stuff on the right has been going on since like mid-March or something. But yeah, it goes till April 12th, so there's like another 2 event weeks for the one on the right. But yeah, that's a majority of obviously what there is to cover. Obviously, I'll still show off the weekly collection, since I know it mentions it on there, but it doesn't give like a money value or anything. So obviously, there's still a point of going and get the weekly collection. I'm curious, quite frankly, what it is at 50% more.
Hello there, pleased to see you.
So I'll click weekly collection here. Again, a common collection as mentioned on the Mess Spectator and the actual benefits section, which they don't usually do that on the benefits section. They don't tend to mention weekly collection on benefits section unless it's actually like important or has anything unique for the event. Obviously, being an Easter themed one, they decided to go kind of above and beyond with this one. But yeah, I'm actually a couple hours earlier than I usually am, because I've had a lot of like 1 day 18-hour things on a lot of my streams, but whatever. Alright, I already have 2 of these, apparently, all but Terran Egg. But yeah. Collection value is $75, though do keep in mind that is at a 50% bonus. That definitely has to keep those into account, I'm pretty sure. So I think that's normally a $50 collection value, but because 1.5 times, it's $75 value. So you are getting better value on this than you would normally get, so definitely quite nice. And also, bird eggs in the game are actually above ground collectibles, which means if you use like certain collector maps on Google, they're bound to have like exact locations for those eggs. So it's not like underground collectibles, or in the case of Lost Jewelry, it's just partially randomized, not full on randomized like the rest of underground collectibles. But yeah, bird eggs are pretty much always obviously above ground unless you like loot them from like a player, and even then it technically still is. So yeah, if you use certain like collector maps in Google, and they're bound to have like the exact locations, I'm sure this is a very easy one to complete. So if you want to make quite a couple of few things, that's $75. Definitely a pretty accessible one, I'd say for sure, and especially with 50% more, it has more value than a typical collector set. $75 for free bird eggs, I feel is definitely pretty good. Also, certain bird eggs I think you get in like multiple quantities. So like duck eggs, for example, you will probably get more than one like every time you get the like particular spot or something. So you could perhaps make multiple sets of the same thing. Though I don't know, maybe the heron egg might be just one egg every time you find it, for example. I feel like the duck one, for example, those would probably be in bunches. All depends on like which ones it is and stuff. It's not normally a good set, but pretty decent set this week for 1.5 times. Put into account for sure. It's not bad, but you might as well still, again, probably go for the full birthday collector set anyways. Especially when they're above ground collectibles and you can, like, guarantee you'll find the exact, like, bird eggs since they are above ground. They're not, like, randomized whatsoever. Even with all the nerfs and, like, future updates from the initial collector update and stuff. But yeah, before I go, I'll make sure I covered everything with this event extreme. I don't know if it mentioned this one yet. I don't know if it mentioned this one on the benefits section. But in addition to collector saddlebags and refined binoculars, I don't even really remember those being mentioned on the benefits section. Collector maps are also on a 40% off discount. I did remember the saddlebags and refined binoculars. But collector maps are on a 40% off discount. But collector maps aren't very useful anyways, but obviously having them on discount makes them more worthy of using. I believe they give you like 3 locations of a certain type of collectible every collector map you get. However, obviously you're losing profit on the stuff you obtain, so you might as well use some like third-party like collector kind of map on Google or whatever your search engine is. Or obviously you might as well just find yourself like using Eagle Eye and like the metal detector and stuff like that. Alright, that should now be everything covered. And I don't know if there's really a featured series, because on the left right now is like hardcore series, and hardcore series kind of a lot of times is a featured series in a sense. It might be more of like a regular mode, so I don't really know if there's a featured series necessarily. And even if there is, there's really nothing interesting going on with it. But yeah. Hopefully I'll get my like review and guide video, the next like video project on this channel done for tomorrow or something. I know I keep saying it, but I do ensure that I did get the like pro and con list done, and I have like 40 pros for one of the vehicles because it's a vehicle and property, which I'm sure gives it away for those, you know, GTA Online obviously. And like the recent vehicles and stuff for 102 vehicles, plus I already mentioned like the other one. So yeah, I'm kind of worried I'm not going to do good on that review because there's a lot of stuff to talk about when something's a vehicle and a property at the same time. But yeah, hopefully I'll be doing that pretty soon, in the next 24 hours hopefully. But yeah, that'll finally be it for the stream. Hope you enjoyed.